Well, I'm an intensely curious person, and the camera gives me license to investigate something. I'm more interested in telling about an experience that I have, and hopefully people will appreciate some of that experience. Oftentimes my interests are so boring that it's difficult for others to become interested in them. And so that's the challenge for me. I'm also interested in looking at images that I have no connection to, that are completely decontextualized, and sort of reaping what I can from them. And in some cases, lying completely. So taking an image and making up a story for it, for example. It's really difficult to recreate a psychological space that's enormous, like a giant empty factory. And the best way to do that is to be there in person. Pictures can't do it, I think, or I'm not a good enough photographer to recreate something like that. I think that video is capable of recreating a giant space like that, which is probably why I moved towards video for that. But photography, I feel, is extremely limited in that sense. I tend to try to take pictures with a video camera, so I like to sort of make moving pictures. I'll oftentimes put the camera down on a tripod and just look at something for a long time, and just do that over and over and over and over, and then in the editing room I just sort of start to piece things together. I've become more comfortable working off of a tripod, and when I do that, my work tends to sort of orient itself into a sort of documentary or an experimental documentary world, although I'm not sure if I'm completely comfortable with that label, but it seems to me the most fitting. Maybe essayistic films is another term I can use for the work I do in video. Certainly there's an awareness that a camera is present, and oftentimes I actually really do like when my camera is acknowledged, because that is another part of the production. I'm from Brooklyn. My community is here. I've built my community here, and I'm really interested in growing as an artist in this city with other artists. I run an artist space called 321 Gallery with two other artists, one of whom is primarily a sculptor, although he sort of oscillates between all sorts of things, and another one who's a painter. People can expect to see home movies. So home movies, videos that I've shot of my parents, whom I live with, and our relationship. I've been interested in the aging process, specifically regarding my father, who's 91 and a Holocaust survivor. A lot of really random stuff that for me makes sense, but may not make sense to everybody. I'm really interested in ambiguity. I don't want everybody, I mean, if someone gets everything, great, but if they don't, I'm okay with that. It's more just for people to have a good experience in the show. There's going to be some jokes, some visual twists and turns. There's also going to be some serious stuff, because in the end, a lot of my work is related to, as I mentioned before, the Holocaust. So there's going to be a whole bunch of weird stuff going on.